American businessmen introduced radio to the Philippines in the 1920s as a commercial enterprise that would promote their consumer goods to Filipinos. Broadcasts centered on music, variety shows, comedy skits, and short newscasts. Jazz and ballads became the standard fare, with English language, Western music, and American voices dominating the airwaves. Radio supplemented the educational infrastructure established by the Thomasites and became an agent for the Americanization of Uncle Sam's little brown brother. After the war, families and big business resurrected commercial radio operations. Music, theater, language, and literature flourished hand in hand with the broadcast sector. The country's foremost poets and orators engaged in balagtasan on air. Amateur singing contests, quiz shows, children's programs, and talk shows also took root. Even the government developed its own network under the Philippine Broadcasting Service. But it was the advent of the drama serials, beginning with Gulong ng Palad, that changed the face of popular Filipino entertainment. The listening audience became excited as new programming genres spearheaded the phenomenal growth of Philippine radio. Soon, the recording industry boomed. Radio gained popularity, and companies began buying airtime to underwrite specific shows. Thanks to advertising, radio became quite lucrative. But as businessmen, radio executives also had to be sensitive to what their listeners wanted. Programming eventually shifted to include Filipino singers, musicians, and announcers, along with expressions of traditional culture, such as the kundiman. Popular performers who crossed over to and from the vaudeville stage found a niche for distinctly Pinoy-flavored comedy on air. While it was customary to imitate the American vocal timbre, the Filipinization of local radio was well underway. Today, this phenomenon takes on a more expansive hue when considering radio listenership amidst a unique environment provided by this highly diverse archipelago. Think 171 dialects, a strong regionalistic bent, multicultural differences, a people who are inclined to socializing and being interactive, not to mention an increasingly younger and trendy population. It is important, therefore, to customize radio to suit a segmented Filipino audience. Understanding listeners and addressing their individual needs are the key. Consider the figures. Mindanao has posted the highest percentage of listeners, followed by the Visayas and Luzon. A Manila-centric programming base is therefore no longer the norm. Getting into the field, personalizing radio broadcasting, if you will, in order to build relationships with a listening public is crucial, whether it's done face-to-face, on air, and in today's high-tech world, virtually online. Then we have demographics, with those 40 and above loyal to the AM band, those within the 20 to 39 age bracket glued to FM stations, and those 19 years old and below going FM and digital. Content preferences indicate the shift from talk radio to more music, given the wide variety of program genres on the market, and the shift from AM to FM. No matter how you look at it, the Philippines continues to follow American trends, but Pinoy creativity and innovation cannot be discounted even amidst all these media platforms that have sprung up. Syndication, podcasting, digital transmissions, mobile radio, live streaming, and terrestrial broadcasts are but some of the current buzzwords now dominating the radio scene. Definitely, there are more ways to listen to radio these days. It is also the one medium that the internet cannot kill, at least where the Philippines is concerned, especially for the 1.5 million OFWs aching for home. Touching base with the youth market, local audiences, and OFWs sounds like a tall order. but springboarding on the net via homepages, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Flickr, and other social networking modes has allowed radio and its onboard personalities to grow while interacting with the listeners. Studies reveal that product exposure on radio generates greater recall than on television. In addition, the local nature of radio gives advertisers the unique advantage of increasing awareness while building relationships with local audiences through customized local field activities, using local radio talents at prices that cannot easily be matched by Manila-based media. Thus, advertising is now a completely new ballgame on radio, integrating online promotional expansion for clients while ensuring a hands-on immersion with mass-based audiences. The additional number of survey companies who have increased the frequency of surveys among radio listeners has also yielded valuable data that helps networks plan and cope with issues and challenges. The creation of a third primetime slot has changed the broadcasting landscape. Radio turf wars have never been as exciting. So how do we see the future of Philippine radio? Local and customized, utilizing multi-platforms, being personal and interactive, and above all, as the keystone in Trimp Media. Because despite the rapidly changing landscape of mass communication and in the face of advancements in cyberspace, radio remains the most intimate medium favored by many Filipinos. Through radio, we continue to channel cultural expression, for while in form and substance Philippine radio remains Western, its sensibilities are unmistakably Pinoy.
Gadget lang, gadget lang, gadget lang.